Hello everybody, we're back again. It's a pendulum read, and this time we're going to be talking about one of the most fated, brilliant women of the 20th century. This is Amelia Earhart. Was she a lost shopper, or did she just miscalculate her position on the map? So she was born in 1897 and she disappeared in 1937. She was an aviatrix. She was a pilot, female pilot. She disappeared over the Pacific Ocean while attempting to become the first female pilot to circumnavigate the world. And just that is just a wow. Over 80 years ago. What an accomplishment. So during her life, Earhart embraced celebrity culture and women's rights, and posthumously she became quite a global cultural figure. She was the first female pilot to fly solo, non-stop, across the Atlantic Ocean, and she set many, many other world records as well. She was one of the first aviators to promote commercial air travel. She wrote best-selling books about her flying experiences and was a founder in the formation of the 99s, which is a world-famous organisation for female pilots. So Amelia, she was raised in Kansas, and she started flying at a very young age when flying was still in its infancy. And in 1928, she was the first female passenger to cross the Atlantic by airplane. What an amazing achievement. In 1932, she became the first woman to make a non-stop solo transatlantic flight, and she was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross for her achievement. Wow, just wow. The Distinguished Flying Cross. This is over 90 years ago. It's remarkable. So in 1935, she became a member of Purdue University as an advisor in aeronautical engineering and a career counsellor to female students. She is way, way ahead of the curve. She is really a groundbreaking leader in women's progression in world life. Amazing. She's a member of the National Women's Party and an early supporter of the Equal Rights Amendment, which was quite brave for her to do. She was one of the most impressive female American figures through the 1920s and 30s. Impressive. She was absolutely out there, but there was a whole generation of ladies who were absolutely out there. In 1937, during an attempt to become the first woman to complete a circumnavigational flight of the globe, Amelia Earhart and a navigator, Fred Noonan, they disappeared near Howland Island in the central Pacific Ocean. They were last seen in Lae in New Guinea. Now that is just above Australia. Okay, so if you imagine where the map of Australia is, it's just above Australia. So it was in Lae in New Guinea, and that was their last land stop before Howland Island. It's a very, very small, tiny island, and the whole plan was to refuel because they had to do many refuels along the way. So it has generally been believed that they ran out of fuel before they found Howland Island, and that either they crashed into the ocean near their destination or they landed on the sea and eventually sunk. So let's see what else we can learn. Let's turn the cameras down onto the pendulum and see what answers they have to offer us. Okay, so we're here with this beautiful, beautiful piece of pyrite, and it's resting on some really lovely tiger's eye, and I use this tiger's eye just as a charger. It doesn't need to be charged, but it looks pretty and it gets something from it. So I'm going to put the tiger's eye over there, and this is sandstone from Utah. I'll pop that over there for now. So we're going to ask some questions today with Jupiter here. So we're going to ask Jupiter, so was the Electra plane, I think it was a Lockheed Electra, that Earhart flew on her last journey, was that aeroplane safe by the standards of the day? Was that aeroplane safe? Was the aeroplane, the Electra plane that Earhart flew on her last journey, was it safe? By the standards of the day, that's a no. That's a no. So Jupiter's no is north-south. Okay. Were there any mechanical faults? Were there any mechanical faults on her Lockheed Electra? Were there any mechanical faults on this Lockheed Electra? Were there any mechanical faults? Were there any mechanical faults on Earhart's Electra on the aeroplane? And we're going east-west. That's a yes. That's a yes. She did have faults. Okay. I have to change the way I hold this. Sometimes you have to try and just get your hand comfortable with this. All right. Did Amelia Earhart or a navigator, Fred Noonan, did they misread their location? Did Amelia Earhart or a navigator, Fred Noonan, did they misread their location? No, they knew exactly where they were. He was good at his job. They knew exactly where they were. Okay. Just a health issue question here. Was Amelia Earhart poisoned by eating food that did not agree with her? She was in many different countries that had many different cuisines. So was she poisoned, or did she have any upsets by eating food that did not agree with her? Coming north-south, that's a no. That's a no. Because sometimes if you have food poisoning, stomach upsets, it can affect the way you think. That was the right reasoning for me asking that question. So did Amelia Earhart, did she forget to update their position on the world time zone map? The time changes, it goes forward the further east you go. Did she forget to update their position, their time zone's position? Did Amelia Earhart forget to update their time zone positions? That's a yes, she did. She did. Wow. Surprised at that. Okay. Now, some rumours suggest that Amelia Earhart wanted to elope with her navigator. So is there any truth to that rumour? Was she having an affair with the navigator? That's the question. Was she having an affair with the navigator? It's going from east to west. That's a yes. Oh, let's try again. You've stopped. Did Amelia Earhart have an affair with her navigator? Was she in a relationship? Did she wanted to elope with her navigator? Did she have an affair with him? Going east-west. And as this is Jupiter, that means yes. They had a relationship. Okay. Oh dear. So, was Amelia Earhart meant to pass? Was she meant to die at that time in her life? Was she meant to die? Was that part of her life's plan? Yes. Yes, she was. Had she completed her soul contract? That's a yes too. Okay. I have to rest my hands ever so often because it's quite awkward to hold. Right. Has Amelia Earhart returned to Earth already? Has she returned to Earth already? Has Amelia Earhart returned to Earth already? That's a yes. Clear as day. All right, thank you. So they think they have found a plane that could be Amelia Earhart's, but what I'm going to ask is, will her body ever be found? Will Amelia Earhart's body ever be found? Will it ever be located? That's a no. All right. Was Amelia Earhart, was her body shark food effectively? Did it return to nature? Did her body return to nature? Yeah. All right. So has her plane been located? Has Amelia Earhart's plane already been located? Is that the correct plane? Has her aeroplane already been located? Look at that. No. They think they've found a plane, but it's obviously not the right one. Okay. Thank you. So did Amelia Earhart on her final journey, did she run out of fuel? Did Amelia Earhart on her final journey, did she run out of fuel? Yes. No. What are we doing? I don't know. No, definitely going east-west there. That's a yes. She ran out of fuel. So sometimes I think the pendulum goes through processes and it might say they don't know, and then she'll have a definite response, and that's definitely yes. She ran out of fuel. So did she end up on land? Did her aeroplane have a crash landing on dry land? That's a no. Okay. So did Amelia Earhart's final journey, there's only one one response to this, but did her final journey end up in Davy's Locket in the sea? Was her final journey ending up in the sea? Did she crash land in the sea? Yes. What a brilliant woman. What a brilliant woman. Wow. Wow. We have learnt so much about Amelia Earhart. What a fantastic woman. What strides she made for aviation there. And that was with Jupiter, the pyrite pendulum that we call Jupiter. Wow. What an amazing lady Amelia Earhart is. She's right up there with some of the finest achievers of the 20th century. What an amazing lady. We have so much to thank her for. And she died young, but what a great achievement in life. I hope you enjoyed that. And there are some people who are really worthy of our support and adoration, and Amelia Earhart is one. So thank you, my friends, and if you could just be kind to each other, be kind to yourself. Lots of love, friends, and we'll see you next week. Bye.